Baptism Rituals in Mandaeanism, Sacred Cleansing and Enlightenment. Title: Baptism Rituals in Mandaeanism, Sacred Cleansing and Enlightenment. Introduction, 100 words. Baptism, a ritual of purification and spiritual rebirth, holds tremendous importance in several religious traditions. One such tradition is Mandaeanism, an ancient Gnostic religion rooted in the Middle East. Mandaeanism considers baptism to be an essential rite, representing sacred cleansing and enlightenment. Historical background, 200 words. Mandaeanism, believed to have originated in the 1st century CE, traces its roots back to the figure of John the Baptist. Mandaean followers consider John the Baptist to be their primary prophet. They regard him as a divine messenger who introduced the spiritual path of baptism to purify souls and facilitate their journey towards enlightenment. Over centuries, Mandaean traditions and rituals have evolved, but the significance of baptism remains a central theme. The relevance of baptism in Mandaeanism, 300 words. In Mandaeanism, baptism is viewed as a deeply transformative and purifying act. It is seen as a means to connect with the divine realm and awaken the soul to its true nature. For Mandaeans, baptism represents the liberation of the soul from the influence of the material world and its elevation into higher spiritual planes. Symbolism and rituals, 500 words. Mandaean baptism rituals are rich in symbolism, reflecting the profound spiritual concepts central to the faith. The rite often takes place in flowing water, such as rivers or streams, which symbolizes the cosmic river Jordan and the crossing of souls from darkness into light. The act of baptism is usually performed by a priest, known as a tarmada, who possesses specialized knowledge and spiritual authority. The Mandaean baptismal ceremony involves various elements. It typically begins with a prayer called Dhamma, the curse, followed by sacred texts recited by the tarmada. These texts include hymns, psalms, and teachings from the Mandaean religious texts, such as the Ginza Rupa, Great Treasure. The baptism itself involves immersion in water 3 times, symbolizing purification from impurities of body, mind, and soul. As the candidate is submerged, the tarmada utters prayers, conjuring the presence of heavenly forces to bless and protect the person undergoing baptism. The tarmada may anoint the candidate with sesame oil, representing divine light, to further enhance the spiritual cleansing and enlightenment. The role of baptism in spiritual enlightenment, 300 words. For adherents of Mandaeanism, baptism is regarded as the pivotal moment of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Through the ritual, the soul is believed to be freed from its past sins, ignorance, and bondage to the material world. It is viewed as a transformative event, marking the start of an individual's journey toward self-realization and communion with the divine. The act of baptism is not limited to initiation but is also a recurring practice in Mandaeanism. Periodic baptisms enable individuals to continually cleanse their souls, seeking spiritual growth and renewal. The symbolic nature of baptism reinforces the spiritual journey, reminding adherents of their commitment to a life of righteousness, compassion, and pursuit of wisdom. Baptism rituals in Mandaeanism hold great importance as sacred acts of purification and spiritual enlightenment. These rituals are rich in symbolism, with the act of immersion in flowing water representing the crossing of souls from darkness to light. Conducted by a knowledgeable priest known as a tarmada, the baptismal ceremony involves prayers, sacred texts, and the anointing of the candidate with sesame oil, symbolizing divine light. For adherents of Mandaeanism, baptism is not only a one-time event but a recurring practice, allowing individuals to continually cleanse their souls and seek spiritual growth. The ritual serves as a reminder of the commitment to righteousness, compassion, and the pursuit of wisdom in daily life. By partaking in baptism rituals, Mandaeans aim for personal salvation and a deeper understanding of their spiritual heritage. These rituals play a crucial role in the spiritual journey of adherents, marking the beginning of their path toward self-realization and communion with the divine. Baptism rituals in Mandaeanism are deeply rooted in the faith's history and spiritual beliefs. These rituals hold immense significance as sacred acts of purification and spiritual enlightenment for the adherents. Mandaeanism, an ancient Gnostic religion, considers baptism to be an essential rite that represents the cleansing of the soul and the attainment of enlightenment. Mandaeanism traces its origins back to the figure of John the Baptist, whom the Mandaeans regard as their primary prophet. John the Baptist is considered a divine messenger who introduced the spiritual path of baptism to purify souls and lead them towards enlightenment. Over the centuries, Mandaean traditions and rituals surrounding baptism have evolved, but the fundamental importance of this sacred act remains. In Mandaeanism, baptism is seen as a transformative and purifying act that enables the individual to connect with the divine realm. Through baptism, the soul is believed to be liberated from the influence of the material world and elevated into higher spiritual planes. It is an opportunity for the individual to awaken to their true nature and embark on a spiritual journey of self-realization. The baptism rituals in Mandaeanism are rich in symbolism, reflecting the profound spiritual concepts central to the faith. The ritual often takes place in flowing water, such as rivers or streams, symbolizing the cosmic river Jordan and the crossing of souls from darkness into light. A Mandaean priest, known as a tarmada, who possesses specialized knowledge and spiritual authority, typically performs the baptism. The baptismal ceremony involves various elements, including prayers, the recitation of sacred texts, and the immersion of the candidate in water 3 times. Each immersion represents the purification of the body, mind, and soul from impurities. As the person is submerged, the tarmada utters prayers to invoke the presence of heavenly forces, seeking their blessings and protection for the individual undergoing baptism. Anointing with sesame oil, representing divine light, may also be performed by the tarmada to enhance the spiritual cleansing and enlightenment. For adherents of Mandaeanism, baptism is not a one-time event but a recurring practice. These rituals serve as reminders of the importance of leading a virtuous life and encourage adherents to strive for personal growth and a deeper understanding of their spiritual heritage. Baptism rituals in Mandaeanism are deeply rooted in the faith's history and spiritual beliefs. These rituals hold immense significance as sacred acts of purification and spiritual enlightenment for the adherents. Mandaeanism, an ancient Gnostic religion, considers baptism to be an essential rite that represents the cleansing of the soul and the attainment of enlightenment.